Hey guys, Shane Wood again, down here at Compass Jiu Jitsu, and what an amazing place. This is one of the first Jiu Jitsu places I know of for Port Orchard, and it's led by one of my old friends, Andy Schoonover, a guy who has amazing talent and a ton to teach. Come on inside, let's take a look and see what he's got to offer here. Hey guys, so I'm down here with Andy Schoonover, the new business owner of Compass Jiu Jitsu. Thanks for having us today.
Of course, yeah,
Really
thank you for coming.
You know, one thing that I always wonder whenever I come into a new business owner's business, and this is your baby, right? I look at the name Compass, and I can think of a lot of reasons, but tell me, why did you name it Compass Jiu Jitsu?
Well, for me, it was fitting. It gives you direction. You know, I needed a lot of direction. As a young man, I didn't have it.
Right.
So that name, as you can see, the logo is very simple and direct. It was fitting for this school.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah.
This is I don't know of any other jiu-jitsu places around here, but it feels like a missing piece that this community has needed for a long time. Let me ask you, what inspired you to get into mixed martial arts, and then why jiu-jitsu after it's all said and done?
Well, the backstory on it, 2008, I had a horrible, rock bottom experience in life. Got into a bunch of trouble, had to go to jail for a bit, had to come out, face the reality of that, look at myself in the mirror and say, this isn't the direction I want to go in life in. I was 265 pounds, depressed, feeling just not like this is the path that I needed to be going on. So fortunately, through that experience, brought out some positive by the counselor that I met. She narrowed it down and was like, where's this anger coming from? We need to address this.
Right.
We need to find an outlet for you. What are your outlets? What are you into? And I told her, I said, I came from a certain background where fighting was a thing. And she goes, well, you ever done boxing? You've ever done anything else like that? Didn't even think about it as far as this might be the next step in life to, what my path might be.
Right.
I went to a gym, local gym. I was up in Bellingham, Washington. Found a gym, Muay Thai, started training, fell in love with it. It gave me that outlet for that negative and that angst to just get rid of it. You go in and do a class there for an hour, you come out, you're not thinking about life. You're not thinking about the pressures, the stress, whatever.
Wow.
And I was able to fill that void of, whether it be drugs and alcohol. So, yeah.
So it really did. It really did give you your compass, and it pointed you in such a positive direction. I know you went away from Port Orchard for a while. You were down training in California. Tell me about what that journey was like.
Yeah. So before California, I was in Utah, and I fought professionally out there, MMA, and then found out that I need some jiu-jitsu. Nothing against the place I was training at. It was great. It was more of get in the cage and let's go at it and see who's the toughest.
Right.
When it came to the fighting, I needed wrestling, I needed jiu-jitsu, which that wasn't my background. So I went down to San Diego to train down there, and I was under Dean Lister, Jocko Willenick, and just some big names in the industry, Jeff Glover. Wow. And I got to train with the best of the best.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to my question earlier about why jiu-jitsu. Someone told me, it might have been you, that said 99% of fights go to the ground.
Correct.
So, is jiu-jitsu something that it's not just a stress management or a discipline? Is it something real? Could a smaller person truly defend themselves against a bigger opponent and using this technique?
100%. That was their philosophy when they came to UFC 1. And back then they didn't have weight classes. So, the Gracie family took on, people with no gloves, no weight class, and they dominated.
Right.
And then now to where the UFC is today, I mean, you can see where it is. You've got to have it all. You've got to have wrestling. You've got to have jiu-jitsu. You've got to have boxing. So, yeah.
Absolutely incredible. I was gonna have him show me a move. I don't think we're gonna go there today. I don't want to. He just said he trained with Dean Lister and a couple of guys that I've actually watched on TV. I don't want no part of that. But it's interesting to think of the value that this could bring and the confidence that this could bring to someone that may not have any real strength, or at least the way they see it. Tell me about it. Have you seen people grow in self-confidence and just self-esteem by practicing and stuff like this?
I mean, 100%, myself included. I was a scared young kid growing up, and I was even a scared young adult, but I always had a front, and I could, my confidence in a sense would, come out. But, this builds real discipline, which then can translate over into your work ethic in life. So the benefits of jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, I mean, you'll be able to take this all throughout your life.
Right. Now I tell you, I speak for a large part of this community, having basically grown up with you here in Port Orchard. Give me a memory for our Port Orchard folk watching, a memory that you remember as a kid when we were growing up that could only have been made in Port Orchard. You've been to some big cities, you've been all over, Tell me something that really strikes a bell like this. That's Port Orchard, man.
For sure. Well, I mean, to give a good story on it, my coach down when I was in Salt Lake City, his name was Jeremy Horn. And he would put me in these sparring sessions, and I would spar with these upper level guys. And he would always ask me, he was like, "Where are you from, man?
Yeah.
What's your deal? How come you have no quit in you? Why are you this mentality?" And I was like, unfortunately, my hometown, we grew up pretty rough. Where most kids might have pine cone fights, we were having rock fights. And
that's right.
There was some wild kids growing up in this town. Sure. So I mean, things like that sort of, made me the person I am today through mind training.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I love that you said no quit, because that's what I kind of think of when I think of Port Orchard, especially the people that I know of now that are having, some levels of success and stuff. It's that determination and discipline and focus, and I absolutely love that you said that. So let's get into the business a little bit. You're opening
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
It's the first day. Yep.
Okay. And now you mentioned earlier you've got some open houses that are coming.
Correct. So our first open house is going to be this coming Monday. So for
Which is Monday
I believe it is. Oh, my memory's sorry on that. So I've got April 19th.
Yep.
Through the 21st.
Okay.
Is the open house, and that's going to be 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
And I will be here all day long. And then the following open house is the following week, April 26th through the 28th.
Okay, so
time frame.
At those times, a person could just drive in here. Do they need to call and make an appointment?
No.
Pop in.
It's for the community. I want the community to come in here, get to see the place, get to meet me, see the programs we're offering, and then at that time to make it easy on everybody, we can talk about contracts. We can talk about signing up, getting everything ready for that May 3rd date.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Okay. So tell me, who is your? Obviously everyone's a student, right? Everyone wants to be as a student. Are you going to have age segments? Are you going to have size segments? How do you build out these classes?
Correct. So my class scheduling right now is going to be a little limited because I'm still working a full-time job until I get the numbers I'm looking for from the community coming in, wanting to be a part of this. And then I can walk away from my full-time job and make this my full-time job.
Sure.
That's the ultimate goal with this. So at first, some of the youth programs, kids programs, they'll be a little bit limited. Adult programs, we're going to have morning classes, and then we'll have evening classes.
Got it.
But I'm going to be here 7 days a week.
Wow.
So even on the days that I'm working my other job, I'll work that in the morning, and then I'll come here and we'll have evening classes.
And a class, walk me through that. I mean, obviously you got the bags.
Yep.
We've got ropes. We've got if you can see over here, your sparring mats. What do they call
So
these?
those are your Muay Thai pads.
Muay Thai
so
pads.
basically you're just holding them.
Yeah,
as you're
less than
practicing
six
kicks,
months.
knees, elbows. Yeah.
And so, how long is a class? What are some things that you guys do?
So my number one core value in kickboxing, jiu-jitsu is going to be fundamentals. So hour-long classes, and everything is going to be fundamentals, fundamentals, fundamentals. And I'm in the process right now of putting my curriculum together. And in that curriculum, it's basically going to show you the steps, because jiu-jitsu is not learned in a month.
Right.
I mean, it becomes a lifestyle. It becomes, this is part of your life now. If you want to choose to really follow in pursuing jiu-jitsu, pursuing health, pursuing eating better, because you need to eat right if you're going to come in here and train. These sessions are going to be challenging, but the reward,
Tell me about, last couple of questions. Tell me about how a person starts into jiu-jitsu. I've actually got some good friends that are in jiu-jitsu, and I swear I see them on Instagram like every day, getting their own butts kicked and stuff, and they love it, because it's just like that's the learning process, is learning how to roll with these people. Tell me how this kind of becomes like a brotherhood, a sisterhood, like it's family, after a while, right? Does that happen?
Yeah, no, it becomes a sub-community within the community.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have, that I've seen in other schools I've gone to, doctors, firefighters, military. You'll have moms, dads, kids, everybody comes in to learn it. So, I mean, you'll get tons of people in here, all for the same purpose, and everyone's got a job outside of here. So the whole thing is to get rid of ego and enjoy your training partners with respect and work together on this journey, because that's what it is.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so aside from the open houses, if I was an interested person, how would I, what's your website, or what's the best way to contact you? Do you have a social media page? All of those things. Let's talk about where they can go to start gathering some of this information aside from those open houses if they can't make it.
Yeah, so compassjiujitsu.com. I've got Facebook, Instagram, and all those are under Compass Jiu-Jitsu as well. All my information contact-wise is going to be on my website. It's on both my social media pages, phone numbers, emails, all those things. As far as signing up, we're going to be able to have it streamlined on the website. I'm not doing any crazy contracts either, so it's month to month.
Sure.
I want to make it simple on people. I know life happens, things change, so I don't want anybody to feel like they're locked into a year contract. So
at this point, and forgive me if there's not, are there any early incentives to hit the ground running for May 3rd? Is there any, have you thought of that, or is that something that
as far as like promotions to get in, things like that? Not so much, because I've already had to limit my class sizes and the amount of availability, so my prices is actually lower than a lot of other schools around because of that scheduling.
Right.
And then two, it's like, I'm not going to sell some catchy gimmick.
Right.
I'm not trying to hook you in at one price and then a month later I'm going to jack it up. Like, that's not what I'm doing.
Right.
Like, within that month, you'll know within the first time you come in and take a class with me whether your kid or yourself is really gonna get something from the instructor.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not playing gimmicks. I'm trying to teach and show the real thing here with a lot of love.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey man, I really appreciate you showing me around this place. What an amazing, I'll tell you what, this thing, your boy still got hops, man. It's got
I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing we should do. Back to what we were saying we were talking about with all fights going to the ground. I just want to, we can do one example.
Go ahead. Come on. What do you want
So,
to do?
let's just sit on the ground together. We'll face this direction.
Okay.
Yep, so just on our butts. So, with the idea in mind that you just got pushed down to the ground. Most people have no idea or concept how to get up from here. So just go ahead and show me how you would naturally get up from this position. Not bad, not bad. But now your feet are together, and if there's somebody who's being aggressive towards you, you want to have a wider base from there.
Okay.
That's always the concept. But jiu-jitsu, they always show us, it's called the technical get-up, because your average person is going to get knocked down, and what's their first thing? A lot of people are going to go to their knees and do this. And you know as best as I do what's coming from that.
Foot.
You're going to get kicked in the face.
Right.
So with jiu-jitsu, Let's put our left leg here, right leg straight. And this is just to block the person in front. You always want to look at the person. Mm-hmm. The idea is with this back right hand, now you're just lifting up, okay? And then back down. We want to get this foot back towards this back hand.
Okay.
And the idea is when we do that, we're creating a nice solid base. Mm-hmm. You know, because if you were to just stand up the way you did naturally, now your feet are together, it's easier for you to be tackled and go back down.
Right.
So the concept is to block your face here. This can always be used as something to push back at somebody as well. Right. And then even that momentum's here, and then now it's here, and then now I'm up. And right back into hands are up. Yeah. And then how you just did that step as well, it's back and back. And now you're, you know, so.
Come on, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Andy Schoonover down here at Compass Jiu Jitsu. Shane Wood, you know who it is. Come on down, guys. Let's support this business. Let's dive in. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be an amazing experience learning and growing in this new discipline out here in Port Orchard. So thanks again.
Of course, thank you.
Appreciate it. You guys, we'll see you next time.
All right.
Okay, so real quick, we forgot to mention that there's actually a really incredible added benefit about you know, the location of this business. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So, right next door here as well, we're going to be having a yoga studio come in here shortly. Like they're trying to get open here by the beginning of May as well. Wow. So we're going to have Jiu Jitsu, kickboxing, and then you're going to have yoga right next door.
Wow. So you could drop, you know, one of the kids off over here doing Jiu Jitsu training with my man Andy, and you could go over and get your you know, flexibility on over there 100%. At the yoga studio, or you could do a bit of both and get really good. You'll be kicking instead of right here. You'll be kicking. Oh yeah! You didn't know I had that in me, did you? Oh yeah! Awesome. That's great news. Perfect. Okay, beautiful. We'll see you here.